Hey bestie, you're welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing us how to make this beautiful beat up neck with flame, okay, at the down part, the one we are watching currently on the screen. I'm going to be showing us how to make it, okay, from the drafting to the sewing, okay. I'm going to be showing us how to do that. It's a very beautiful gown, okay, and it's very easy to make. If you are new on my channel, you're welcome. Please and please like, subscribe, comment and share. To all my old subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. I love you guys so much. So without too much ado, let's just go straight into the tutorial. Yeah, welcome back, soulmates. So here is the materials that we want to use for this tie that you just saw now. This is a thick poly, okay, and I'm using 1.5 yards. I have a matching color of zipper and I have a matching color of thread as well. But we are going to first put this on a paper, okay. So I have a basic bodice here on how to draft a case this thing. So I'm just showing you that I left 4 inches upward at the front, okay. The way we normally leave half an inch for shoulder line, okay, I left 4 inches for shoulder line here, okay, and I put my chest line the way we know. I have several videos on how to cut a basic bodice on this channel. You can go ahead and watch it, okay. So this is the back panel, okay. So there's nothing much back panel. I've already gone ahead to drafted this thing, okay. So what I'm just going to be adjusting is the neckline, okay. I'm going to be adding half an inch sewing allowance to this, to the armhole side, to the neck side, okay. I'm going to be adding half an inch to this. That is just what I'm doing because I actually need it. I need this to draft the collar, the beat up collar for the front, okay. It's the front that will carry the beat up collar, so I will not need to add sewing allowance to it after when I'm cutting it on the fabric, okay. And I'm just trimming the zipper bulge for the back, okay. Like I said earlier, but if you don't know how to draft a basic body, just drop it in comment section. I will direct you to the video you can watch to give you basic body, okay, just like normal basic body. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking measurements of all the depth of the neck, okay, to the wideness. I will take the measurement of the neck round, okay, excluded the zipper area. I will take the measurements of the, and I have 2.75 here with me. I have 2.75 here with me, okay. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, at that 4 inches that I left, okay, at the depth of the neck, I'm using the wideness of the neck. I'm using 2 inches for the wideness of the neck, okay, because this is a beat up neck. We want it to be closer to the neck. So I use 2 inches for the wideness of the neck, okay. So if it is normal drape, you can use 2.5, and there is an area at your ruler that has this angle 45 degrees. So look for it and place it, because that line must not be straight, it must be slanted, okay. So you can leave very well. And at that neck, I'm inputting my 2.75, that back neckline that we just measured, 2.75. I'm inputting the measurements like so from the wideness of the neck. You can see where I put my tape, from the wideness of the neck, okay. So you can see what we measure. I measure 2.75 from that area, from that zipper, from that back, the back neckline gave me 2.75 everything, okay. So and at the wideness of the front as well, I've not input the depth, it's only the wideness I input. So from the 4.4 inches I took up, I slanted it from, I make that line from the wideness of that neck up, and I inserted my 2.75, okay. And this one I'm doing is the how wide I want my collar to be. If you want 2 inches, you can input 2 inches. You can input 2 inches because my own at the end of the day, that 1.5 was smaller for me. So I've input the wideness of that neck, of that collar, which is 1.5, okay, 1.5. And I stopped where the 2.75 stopped, and I collected it, okay. That is what I did here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be determining how deep I want the neck to be, how deep I want it to come down. If you like, you can stop at the chest line if it is not too off for you, okay. But from the the shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 5 inches. So that means from the chest line, I went up by 2 inches. You can go up by 1 inch because I noticed it was too off for me. So you can go up by 1 inch. And you look for a coffee rule, a coffee part of your ruler, mark it, place it from that collar and join it to go and meet that 2 inches that you come up with, that depth of the neck, okay? You will connect it. Just look for a coffee part of the ruler. It's not something very deep like that, okay? It's a bit of color we are working at. It's not something deep like that. So here, I'm going to take my shoulder, my armhole, okay? And to take the armhole, we know what we normally do. So we normally pick the half of our armhole, okay, which is I use 6 inches, which is my own is 3 inches, and you go in by half an inch and connect it together. So that is what I did here, okay, that is what I did. And I use 1.5 allowance for this dress, or 1.5 inches allowance for both the back and the front. I'm just trying to highlight all my lines with marker, okay, so that we can see what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing here. Okay, I have sewing allowance. I've added sewing allowance to this pattern, both the back and the front. Okay, and the hemline, I added 1 inch seam allowance. Okay, so I want it to have a princess style line. It's not a dart, it's just a style line. So I enter 3 inches from the down to my chest line, okay, and from that armhole that will curve, I'm going to connect it directly to from that the midpoint of the armhole, I will connect it directly to the chest line. Excuse me, please. So that is what I'm doing, okay. And I went in by at that point, the way we normally cuff the children down part gown, that is what I did because we are not adding that. That is what I did. So I did the same thing at the back. I just go in, I went up by 1 inch and I connected it, okay. So I'm cutting it out right now. This is how you are going to be cutting it out, okay. I left it so that you can see the way I cut, especially my back, my front panel, okay. That is what I'm doing, my front bodice, okay. So I'm cutting out the shoulder, okay. So you see the way I cuff it, and I'm going to carefully cut out my collar, okay. I'm going to carefully cut out my collar. You can see the front depth is not that deep, okay. The front neckline, the depth is not that deep, okay. But if you want your own to be deeper, you can go ahead and make it deeper. So I'm going to notch the neckline like so, and I will cut out my princess style line, okay. Like I said earlier, it's not a dart, it's just a style line, okay. So we are done with all the drafting. This is, I will just label it to be side front and side center front, okay. And my back panel as well. This is my back panel. So I've done it. I'll go ahead now and cut the skirt part of this dress, okay. I'm using half circle. I'm not using full circle. I have one and a half fabric here. So I'm using half circle. And half circle is, the radius for half circle is 3.14. Okay, not 6.28, 3.14. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be dividing the waistline, the waist circumference by 3.14, and the waist I'm working with is 23 divided by 3.14. The answer I got, I added allowance to it, and I'm using 10 inches for the radius. And the length I'm working with is 27 minus 11 inches, that will give me 16. 11 inches the half length, that will give me 16. So 16 plus 10, that will give me 26. And I added 1 inch for the folding, the hemming allowance of the down part if I'm hemming it. So that's 27. So I'm marking 27 round from the mouth of that folded side. Okay, I'm marking 27 round. 27 is radius and my full skirt and my skirt line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and enter 10 inches for my radius. Okay, don't forget I said after I divided my waist, the waist I'm working with by excuse me please, by 3.14, I round it up to be 10 inches so that I can have a small pleat, okay. So this is 10 inches I'm doing. So I have 36 here with, on the rounded part give me 36. So I'm okay with 36. And the remaining length is 17 inches. Like I said earlier, I added 1 inch to it, 17 inches. So I've cut out the flare. So it's portable and looking nice. So I'm okay with the flare I got. I don't want it to be too big. Poly is too heavy. But if you want it to have a pleat like the one you saw on the thumbnail, what we do, you just multiply. I have several video on that. You just multiply your waist by three, okay, and whatever you get is going to be your radius. Okay, so in that way you are going to have an inverted pleat like that. So I'm putting bad on this. I have 24 inches by 2.5 on fold. So that's just a belt at the back. So this is what we have. I'm gonna ahead to cut. I cut my own on fold. Okay, I don't want the joining to be too much at that front, so I cut it on fold. So it's only the princess style line that will be having joining at the front. You can cut it separately. You can cut it. You can open it if you want. Okay, but I cut my own on fold, and I cut out the neckline. You can see my neckline is not really that deep. It's not really that opened. Okay, but if you want your own to be too open, you can do that as well. So this is the back panel as well. So I've gone ahead to cut the back panel, and I'm cutting the same fabric for the lining of this dress. Okay, the same thing. I'm using lining. I'm using the cloth to line it as well. So I'll go ahead now and join the princess style line rather. So, and I'll come and show us the next thing to do. So I'm putting sleeve on this dress. Okay, the pieces that we have at the radius, that is what I use. So okay, the wideness of the sleeve is 10 inches on fold. That will be 5. Okay, and the length of the sleeve is also 5. So I just cuff it the way we normally cut a cup sleeve. Okay, the cap sleeve rather. So that's what I did, and at that middle point, okay, that folded the down side, I went in by 1 inch, okay, just to connect it, just to have a curve effect at the dance side. You can go up as high as 1.5, okay, but I normally go up by 1 inch. So this is what I have now, and I will notch the shoulder area. So you can see it curved a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hem that one once, just once. So it's poly we are working, you cannot fray. So I will just hem it once, and I will show us next thing. So here is the bodice. Okay, I've gone ahead to join the princess style line, as you can see. Okay, I've joined the princess style line with it. So we are going to be matching the back, the shoulder first. Okay, this is the back. I place it on my front shoulder. So I'm going to pin it down. You first pin it down, then I'm going to use 0.5 to join it. Okay, 0.5 to join it, and I will go inside by half an inch. Okay, I will go inside by half an inch, and I will notch it. So when you are sewing that shoulder, go inside by half an inch, sew inside by half an inch, and notch it. That way you'll be able to turn it up and join the neck. Okay, you'll be able to turn it up and join the neck of the back and the front. Okay, that collar is going to enter the back neck. So the same thing you are going to do here. You are going to pin it first, join the shoulder first. Okay, after joining the shoulder, you notch it. Just go in, when you are joining the shoulder, go in by half an inch and notch it. So when you notch, you'll be able to match up the neck together, both the front and the back. Okay, the wideness of the neck, both the front and the back. And after that, after we have joined the shoulder, I'm going to be inputting my sleeve. I've gone ahead to hem the sleeve and iron it. So I will match the shoulder to shoulder. Okay, but before that, it's capsule, you're going to be having pleat. So from the shoulder, for the first shoulder, I will come down by 4.5, and at the other side I will come down by 4.5 as well. Okay, I will come down by 4.5 as well, and I will match the shoulder with the shoulder. Okay, so, and that plate, that 4.5, I will match it to that I will match the beginning, okay, with that 4.5, so that I will know how many I'm pleating. Okay, I will know how many I'm pleating. That's what I just did. So the remaining one, I will know that I will pleat it to the shoulder, okay, and the armhole. So I will go ahead and do this. This is what I'm trying to explain to us. I've joined the lining on. Okay, I went in by, after the shoulder I'm showing us now. So I went in by half an inch. Okay, see, I went in a little bit, half an inch, and I notch it, so that way it'll be very easy for me to match the necks together. So guys, this is what I have. I've gone ahead to join the shoulder. If you have any difficulty in joining that shoulder, let me know. Okay, so I will see what I can do, whether I will take us through the machine to join it. But it's not hard. Just follow what I just explained. So this is what I have here. I've gone ahead to join it. Like I said earlier, I'm using lining and I'm using the same fabric poly to do the lining. You can use another thing to do your own lining, but it was enough for me to go on with the lining. So I match shoulder with the shoulder here. This is the armhole area, okay? Excuse me, please. So I'm matching the armhole with the armhole. I want it to align together because I'm going to be using lining to turn up every rough edges at this armhole line, okay? So it's going to be looking very neat. So that is what I'm drawing. I'm matching the armhole of the lining with the armhole of the fashion fabric, okay? And I'm going to sew it round. So that's what I just did. And I will match up the neck as well. Okay, you can see our neck is from the back to the front. So our neck has been joined together. Our collar has actually entered the back neckline. Okay, so I will match it like so. I will try to match it up. It must match the armhole, must match the shoulder, must match the shoulder. Okay, and the neck must match the neck very well. Very, very important. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do for us. So I'm trying to match it together, and the armhole, like I said earlier, I'm going to sew it so that we can turn it up, okay? So that place, first of all, match that place together, that front depth, okay? The V line, match it together, it must match together. You can see after I matched that depth of the front together, it was very easy for me to align. So I will go ahead to the sewing machine and sew it and come and show us the outcome and the next thing to do. So guys, this is what we have. I've sewn it. I've sewn the armhole, the two armhole, and I've joined the neck and I've notched it as well. So I've turned it. I'm turning it out right now. Just put your hand inside from the front, pull out the thing as it will not give you issue. Pull out the back from the front. Okay. So we are going to have a very neat in and out. Okay. Very neat. Very, very neat. It's looking very neat. So this is what we have, guys. I will take it to the ironing table, and I will give it a good press. Okay, I will give it a good press from the neck. That neck, I'm feeling that the 1.5 I use is too small, so you can increase your own to like 2 inches or 1.75. Okay, so I'll go and join it with 1.5 inches sewing allowance that I left. The way I know we normally join kiddies wear, lining to lining and fabric to fabric, okay, so that we can have a neat finishing. And I will insert the band at my front, the belt rather. Excuse me, please. I will insert my belt like so before I join it together. So after that, I'm going to be inputting my skirt part, flare part to it as well. I know how to attach that. So I've gone ahead to do this, guys. Okay, you can see it's looking very beautiful already. And to fix my zipper, I'm going to open the neck small. Okay, I open the neck like 1 inch because I left 1 inch for zipper allowance when I was drafting this. Okay, so I opened the neck small, I opened the lining from the main fabric, and I will, after I input my zipper, I'm going to use the lining to cover it up like so, the way we normally sew the zipper, the way we normally finish it up. Okay, the skirt part is not, it doesn't have lining. So after I've joined it like that, I'm going to insert it. I'm going to sew the lining to the fabric as well, to the inner bodice as well. Okay, we know how to finish it up. So I'll just do a neat finishing, and I will go ahead to weave the inside of that place. Only that place I don't want to line the skirt part so it will not be too heavy. Okay, so this is what I have, guys. It's looking very beautiful already. Okay, it's looking very beautiful. Thank you so much for watching to this period. If you have watched to this side, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. It means a lot to me. And until I see you in my next video. Goodbye.